I'm Calvin Burgess, and I was the owner and developer of Dominion Farms, along with a partner who is Barbara Waterston, who built the schools, and they did a lot of things and with the women, and really affected the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, of women in particular. But we took over Yellow Swamp back in about 2000 is when we first came. We didn't really acquire it until about 2004. We got a 25-year lease on it with a 20-year extension for 45 years. And so we began to produce, which we hope to be the finest training facility to train Africa how to farm and be self-sufficient in food, how to get along with each other, and how to produce a lot of food. So we went in and we took that swamp. Most people thought we could never do it. The local people laughed at me, and I said, no, we're going to drain this thing, at least the parts of it, the first part. We only took about a third of it because the other part of it is farther down and deeper, and it should stay for ecological purposes. And so no matter how much people wanted us to do more, we wouldn't do it. So it was a balance of nature. The part we reclaimed was at some points was not that far back, was actually land. And it was just more siltation and things of that nature. So we put that together. We had our approximately 7,000 acres was finished and growing principally rice. It's used to be called prime harvest. Excellent rice. I'm bragging a bit, but it was excellent. The community leaders started pressing me really hard. Come. And a lot of them, they formed committees, got some legal advice, and they started petitioning the governor, the legislatures, the Kenya Land Commission. And about a month ago, Kenya Land Commission ruled and said to Lake Agro, you don't have a lease here. It's illegal. It's 66 years. And I've heard the governors in some of his interviews say, it's bogus. And what you've done is horrendous. So as he started doing that, we got very interested in figuring out how to do it. And really it was written for what we wanted to do. I was out there today. The local people have been trying to get me back here forever. And we had thousands out there today. Meeting me, greeting me, tears, crying, kids. It's very hard on me too. We drove through the farm, just a part of it. It's the saddest mess you've ever seen. It has been utterly destroyed by Lake Agro. Okay, the dikes have broken 5 times. They never maintained them. The river is down to being half the size it should be. It is full of garbage. Brush has fallen in. It is a disaster. The farm will not survive another heavy rain. So, if all goes fast, then I will be here and we'll start the rebuilding process again. Mega millions to do it with. My lease is still valid. The community hired an attorney, law firms, that came forward and said, no, you can't have a lease on top of another one when the thing's still valid. We have still got probably 30 years on it, but I'm not coming back for a lease. The community came to me and said, Calvin, we want you back here, and we're going to give you 3,500 hectares, which is about 8,600 acres, okay, which includes the 1,000-acre lake we built because they don't know how to maintain it, and they are incapable. And also the river, the land under the river, so we can maintain that. And with that, we save that property. We save hundreds and hundreds of jobs. Furthermore, we are going to develop many, many more jobs. Okay, now they stole my mill. Okay, that got taken away. They took combines. They've taken tractors, everything else. But to help things along, I've already contracted for a new mill. Permit is still there, okay? No one has stolen my permit. Okay? Now, the group that was doing the same thing, they've already applied for a sugar mill. And they had a public meeting the last couple of days. Well, good luck. There isn't a person out there that has to do it, because when we put it now we make the profit off the sugar mill. It goes back to the community. You can't do any better than that. But the destruction is unbelievable. You pull out your old reels of when you guys interviewed me, multiple televisions did, and see what that farm looked then. Go look at it now. It's utterly destroyed. And it will take everything I've got to pull this thing back together to get it done before the major rains come back in. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to open the schools again. We had people coming from all over the continent. We even had Americans come to learn from that school how to do agriculture. It was pretty good. The fish farm is nothing left. The largest fish farm of making the best tilapia that you've ever eaten. The government drove out there, would send people to get our tilapia so they could feed it to their guests. It was the best because we put aeration ponds in. We did everything the way it's supposed to be done. We started the fingerlings, and we started the fish industry for this country, which I'm very pleased to have said we can, and we'll continue to do that. And then we did dairy, okay? It has been stated clearly by the land commissioner and by the governor that they have no right to it, and they will get off. And then the land commissioner will give the whole thing to the community under the Community Land Act. And then the Community Land Act has asked me to come back and do this. Okay? Lake Agro has no standing in that property except to continue to steal the stuff off it. They need to get out.
So how soon do you expect?
In fact, I'm here until then. I'm going home. I'm picking up my stuff, loading them in containers. I'm selling everything I have in the U.S. I will move here with my wife, and you can bury me on the top of Segudo Hill. I'm not leaving. Rice, tilapia, maize, hybrid maize seed, sugar cane, everything we did before will be back. And plus things like ethanol, okay? Because ethanol is an upcoming fuel that Kenya needs to have. It really works. Everything's coming back. They stole my stuff. You better get it back, and it better come back fast. We have people that took our buses, our cars, our trucks, our survey equipment, our pumps, our tractors, everything. About $20 million worth of equipment has been taken. It better come back, because we're already meeting with legal authorities right now. So what we've lost now is we've lost massive amounts of crop. Equipment has been taken all over the place. There was probably $20 million worth of equipment, whatever that is in shillings. I think it's like 2.6 billion or something like that was stolen. The dikes that we built were not maintained. They've had 5 major breaches. They've lost thousands, tens of thousands of acres of crops. The local people are starving. Even the cane cutting, people were brought in from Western to do it. Our sugar mill, which was virtually complete, really nice sugar mill, I was proud of it, and the millions of dollars we spent on that was disassembled and moved to Olapito in Western. And then they hauled our sugar cane from there out to Olapito. Strange, very strange, but nobody ever thought in their minds that they would ever own that land. So it started probably 4 or 5 years ago. I started getting inquiries from really from government people saying, what would it take to get you to return?
Bernard Ugea Mugele, alias Stua bin Stua. I'm a resident of this area. For the last 62 years I've been here. We are the community who thought twice when we were seeing disaster, because there was nothing going on. People were dying because of poverty. We could not get pure drugs. We could not good health. We were lacking even food because the economy has purely dropped in this area. So we sat down and decided that to go and look if our former Calvin Burgess can think of coming back to this area where he was before. So we contact him, and he really accepted that he might come back if we are willing him to come back. So this was because when Calvin was here, so many things happened. Even before, the electricity you are seeing here was not there. He is the one who fought for this electricity to come up to Kadingi. And nowadays, the area became like a town. Because young men and the women, by that time, you are only to go to CI, even if you want to get a weld mesh or a weld window or a weld door. You have to go up to CI. But when Calvin came, he brought up the electricity here. He built company, a factory, where people were gathering knowledge. Young men were taught even how to operate machines. They came knowledge. So we thought when this guy comes back, we won't go bad again. Because when Calvin was here, the life changed. So many young men were trained and they acquired knowledge. Even before he came here, even getting a Form 4 student was not possible. Because if you could walk around, you might find 1 or 2 or 3. But when he came, our mama worked hard and our fathers worked hard, and these guys were taken to school and they became up with knowledge. So we saw it wise that if he comes back again, because we are now equipped with knowledge and we are not applying it anywhere, he will come, we build this nation together. In fact, when we asked him to come back, he asked us if he can come back on his, because he was given a list by the defunct county council before, and the years were to lapse on the 2028, this coming 2028. So we saw it wise, even before we discuss so many issues, when he is back here, he just come to where he was, which was 7,000 acres, and start developing it again. And when he was here, things were normal because the dikes were controlled. There was no bursting of that river always. And then people were working on their farms and was doing on his, and people were even employed. We get good life here.
My name is Jojo Ndifonyango. I'm the central coordinator of this team of both Yimbo and Lego committee for the coming back of Calvin Burgess. I'm very happy to be in front of our people of Yimbo and Lego for their consultative and proper coordination for the coming back of Calvin Burgess. We are very happy as a community, and we are very happy as people from Siaya County, because Calvin Burgess is coming to bring a briefcase of goodies which will empower our youths, which will empower our women, and which will empower our older people, and even those who are disabled. Finally, I'm here to support the coming of Calvin Burgess because in the farming sector, and the entire nation, we are now crying of food and insecurity. So if Calvin Burgess comes back, please, we are going to get whatever we've been dreaming for since time immemorial. So we thank and we are very happy to welcome Calvin Burgess, even as from today, to come back and empower our people, and even to bring back development in Siaya County, and also to support the economic support of which even the county government and national government can get taxes from the local community. Thank you so much. I want to be very brief on a call to politicians and leaders surrounding our entire nation, and most likely politicians from Siaya County. I would like just to humbly request them, because now that Calvin is coming back, we request them to come down and leave Calvin Burgess to do better things to the local community. Reason, if they come and counter Calvin Burgess the same they did last time, we will turn against them, because we cannot do that, because when we are hungry, we are not going to beg in front of them. So with a few remarks, I just request them kindly to give the community to welcome Calvin Burgess humbly and also with cheers. Thank you so much.
Nitasema ni asante kwa kurudisha Bwana Kelvin katika county ya Siaya. Hii ni pongezi kubwa sana kwa Bwana Governor Orengo, amefanya kazi. Nakumbuka mwezi mitatu iliyopita alipeana 14 days. Huyu mwenye alikuwa hapa atengeneza kampuni hapa ama agure, asitoe miwaya kwetu akapeleka kwa county nyingine, na naona ametimisha ahadi yake na vile alifanya. Na kweli ni pongezi kubwa sababu Kelvin akirudi hapa vijana wetu wataandikwa kazi, na pia sisi kama jamii wa Siaya tupate kitu ambapo inatoka Siaya yenye imetengenezwa na jina Siaya. Hatuwezi kuwa sisi ni consumers tu, kila kitu inaingia Siaya ni kwa inatoka kaunti zingine. Wajua wakati kitu inatengenezwa katika kaunti yetu kuna revenue yenye tunaenda kupata. Hiyo revenue itakuwa inasaidia county government pia. Sisi pia tupate kitu tutahusia kaunti zingine, na tupate kitu yenye tukiuza kwetu tutakuwa tunajivunia hii ni sukari ya kutoka Siaya. Na najua bado mambo ya mchele itakuwa inaendelea. Hiyo mchele pia brand yake itakuwa kwa ni Siaya. Ikisaidiana na ile asiriwo, tutakuwa sasa tuko na karibu 2-3 factories katika county government ya Siaya.
Tuwa binstoa majaka dengi kai mauduka dengi ka nini waneno ka economy mar dala o kethre to ne tie ja sungu iluongo Kelvin Burgess men kai before kone wapar mondo wadwa dware mondo obiro duoko nwa piny ke piny koro kethre waya kinya this school piny rach kech kayo ji dhano thagre left and right. Koro gima notimre machon kanene wawacho kadwa yie mondo oduog to upenjowa taduogo puro kanye mang'atu kawano duog modi ti puothi munene wandiko petition norengo borengo as a governor noyie no puodho kama ne Kelvin nene ntie no miye list mare kod defunct county council machon nyaka higa 2278 mapono donko dinga dek mno tiek. Koro weche mene gidengo mag bank mag ng'amno biro kama machienno nene gidhibuge loso mene gisetieko. Koro nyo bendo yie nodwa biro. Koro biro mare waneno ka revive gik mane timre ka. Nikech ne pod ok obiro ka kane ne wani mudho. Kane kita stima nene onge. Magiro ta wango welding ne chunya nyaka dhi Siaya nyaka Nairobi kata kido po nyathi. Koro kane obiro ka no kelo stima in fact enough a full face ma nyalo nimo kata factory isa dek. Koro wadwaro nuko biro oyie no biro wayie kendo warwake mondo duog numar wan marach pinyo chandre kama tek magada kidango mon man kama ng'enygi tinwa ka matini mana is ko kwada chela keche economy no piny dhano ng'enguf mar loso population keche kayoji mono ko nyuke mono kiyeng.
Iluonga George Ondif Onyango, ane achiel kuom jomochung ni coordination mar Siaya County mar jogo modak e alwora ma Yala Swamp both Imbo kod Alego e wach mar duogo mar Kelvin Burgess manyo en japur kendo investor manyo dak kodwa kae mano wuok ka buoga. Akwayo ni jo siasa ma jothurwa, akwayo jothurwa un nyithiwa kendo un wegewa kendo un wetewa, kikwago siasa moro mar riembo jaket mwandu. Wakel jaket mwandu Siaya kae mondo mi wati maber nyithiwa nwang' chiemo moendewa onwang' kuonde matime ohala mondo Siaya County mondo nwang'e osuru kowuok kuom ofukewa kowuok kuom jaket mwandu mondo mi somo gi pur gohala mondo tingre malo. Akwayo un kuwe wabwa loso chiemo kanyakla marwa bwa yieng koro kubo monango tich mayot ma utelo njumo yiengo ko jomo denyo mnag matina gore kamano.
Kendo adwoko erokamano maduong' kabisa na gavana marwa kuom tiyo tich ma gitiyo mochopo kama koro winjruok ochope. Gima ne dhi mbele kae nigo ni ne hinyo uchumi mar Siaya sana nikech wan Siaya County nyocha wan county ma wan gima ne watimo ne wan consumers gimora mora mane ne wanyalo golo mwabe wausi county moro onge, lakini kalure kod effort mar governor wan kod siriwo rice mill to kendo duogo mar Kelvin en pak maduong' kabisa nikech wan sure no wadhi bedo kod kambi mar niang' to mchele bende dhi medre. En haki marwa mar mondo niang' mawuok thurwa kae olosu sukari thurwa kae nigo mondo wabende wanwang'e gima wanyalo uso thurwa ka to wauso nyaka counties moko. Onge kaka wanyalo bedo nwa wapuro niang' titing'o niang' no tidhi ilose e county moro to kendo ichak idwoko nwago e supermarkets kod duke ma wato wan wanyiewe e higher price to onge gima konyo wago. Tinwang'o ni kata na jotich ma koro loso sukar no gin jok moki county ma oterie niang' no. Ma en gima ahinya kabisa wan kaka jo Siaya County to wadwoko Nyasaye erokamano nikech en Nyasaye ma jang'uono kuom dwoko Calvin nikech wang'e no ken niang' kende. Ne wan go mchele mayot kabisa. Kani chopo Siaya kin gi siling 800 titing'o mna mchele titere dala gunia achiel. Sani koro mondo ne mchele muwuok e areas moko. Ingawa nyo osekel kambi mar mchele mabende timo maber siriwo koriwre kod makenigo ni wadhi bedo kod ber maduong' kabisa. Kwa hivyo odiechieng' ma kawuono wan kaka jo mwalo kenigo wamor kendo wadwoko Nyasero kamano kaka jo Siaya nwa bende wabedie kod kambi mibiro bedo kod brand mar sukari muok Siaya, mchele muok Siaya to kod chiemo bende muok Siaya. Mano dhi miwa faida, odhi miyo nyaka kijende kendo odhi ndiko kijende, Dominion ondiko kijende mang'eny to kod mine mang'eny. Wan ga dier ni employment dhi medre, joma nondik ka dhi double kata gi dhi triple mondo wabed kod jok ma ondik mang'eny kalure kod plan muduogo kodo.
Wadwa neno ni magi mantie to magi manola to ng'ama nokwalo.
One thing remember is that
Check the command.
We have a list of everything that can be.
Gik moko duto mane Calvin oweyo ni yani.
Cars, the tractors.
Ngano berinde.
Napo beli kawai kamera. Ada pikingan.
Ingalo.